Hey everyone, Nickel Boys is a new film directed by RaMell Ross based on Colson Whitehead's Pulitzer Prize-winning novel of the same name. It's an artful exploration of friendship and trauma and survival set against the 1960s backdrop of a reform school in Florida. And I'm so glad you're here for this one. Please be sure to like this video, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so that you don't miss out on any future reviews. Thanks so much. I really appreciate it. All right, so Nickel Boys. This film follows two teenage boys, Elwood, played by Ethan Herisse, and Turner, played by Brandon Wilson, whose lives intersect at the Nickel Academy, a reform school for boys where abuse and systematic racism are pervasive. Elwood is an idealistic and academically gifted young man, and he has his future derailed when an unfortunate association lands him at Nickel Academy. There he meets Turner, this pragmatic and cynical teen who shows him the ropes and what it means to survive Nickel. Their evolving friendship forms the heart of the story as they navigate daily life at the school and make decisions that will actually shape their lives forever. This story is about friendship, it's about survival, and it's about the weight of societal injustice with a twist at the end that kind of deepens the impact of their stories. And there will be a few light spoilers in this review because I think it'll actually help to wrap your mind around the film before or even after you see it. Nickel Boys really establishes itself as an intensely artistic film with the opening shot of a boy's hand as it reaches up toward an orange that's kind of dangling from a branch against the backdrop of a blurred blue sky. The film gives off this dreamlike, memory-driven quality that is enhanced by the choice to use the second-person perspective, which only shows us what the lead character is seeing rather than the traditional omniscient view that shows him reacting to what he is seeing and experiencing, rather than just the things that he's seeing. This camera choice really turns out to be crucial to the overall story arc because it creates the sensation of piecing together fragmented memories without truly seeing yourself in the process. This effect is compounded when Elwood meets Turner at Nickel Academy, and the camera shifts to Turner's perspective, and we finally see Elwood for the first time. From there, the story is told between the shifting perspectives of the two boys, as if merging their identities by disorienting our perception and blending their characters together to a degree. This is a deliberate and intentional artistic choice. While this approach heightens the emotional resonance of the film itself, it also kind of makes it challenging to fully connect with either Elwood or Turner throughout the film because we never actually see them together. The visual and narrative artistry of the Nickel Boys is fascinating. By showing the world through the shifting protagonist's eyes, the film blurs the boundaries between memory and identity. This technique reinforces the themes of lost individuality and shared trauma that the boys experience together. However, the artistic choices, while impactful, sometimes feel too clever for their own good. For example, the frequent perspective shifts and the ethereal imagery used in the transitions, while effective in creating a dreamlike quality to the film, occasionally obscure the narrative with symbology that sometimes breaks the story's spell as your mind tries to figure out the absurdity and the purpose of the images that you're seeing. Like I said, it's an art film. This can make it harder for viewers to stay emotionally grounded in the story On the other hand, these directorial choices underscore the film's exploration of how memory reshapes trauma, leaving viewers to piece together a mosaic of emotions and events. This duality is both the film's strength and its greatest challenge. Violence is a constant undercurrent in this film, especially after Elwood arrives at Nickel Academy. But it's handled with distance. You don't see the beatings directly. Instead, you hear them, you feel their echoes in the characters' muted pain, and see the glimpses of the scars that they carry. An example of this is when Elwood tries to stop a fight, only to be brutally punished by the school's warden. The violence and its aftermath are quietly controlled, never letting us directly witness Elwood's beating or his recovery, turning his experience into something that is just implied. So even though we know it happened, we aren't impacted by its effect. This restrained approach creates another camera perspective within the story that mirrors society's historical tendency of detachment, of letting us look away from such atrocities. And despite hearing whispers and rumors of bad things, we never really fully confront or witness the true brutality of what these children endured. We only ever see the echoes of their pain, and that is how the film captures the societal perspective of the time that the boys spend in schools like this, right in front of us, without ever seeing it. That is a difficult and impressive thing to pull off in a film. The performances by Ethan Herisse and Brandon Wilson bring depth to Elwood and Turner, even though the second person perspective keeps us at a distance. Aunjanue Ellis-Taylor as Elwood's grandmother, Hattie, brings love and compassion to the film, kind of grounding the story in what little love and comfort it can offer. Again, while the second person perspective serves an important purpose for Elwood's and Turner's combined stories, it also creates this barrier that makes it difficult to fully connect with the boys. The choice to use a clever artistic camera perspective does its job, but I feel like it obscures them rather than highlights them for the audience. While this enhances the film's themes of shared trauma and identity, it does leave viewers wanting a little more intimate insight into the boys' thoughts and feelings, which is something that the second person perspective, it just can't provide. Now, let's talk about the twist. So, spoiler alert here, this film's twist is a little less of a gotcha and more of a gradual realization that comes clear at the end. The narrative reveals that the older Elle we see in present day is not Elwood, but Turner, who has taken on Elwood's identity. This revelation reframes the entire story as if we are looking through the rear view mirror as the events go by and as we are driving forward through the boy's story. It also highlights the themes of loss, identity, and the burden of survival and what that means for Turner to carry Elwood with him. His guilt and his decision to use Elwood's name is moving, but the twist's impact is muted by the film's artistic choices, which keep us again at an arm's length from the characters. Seeing the faces of the characters during moments of conflict and conversation is one of the most essential ways that people intuitively understand what another person is feeling and going through. And when that's removed with a second person perspective, we are handicapped in our ability to fully connect with the character whose perspective is being represented on screen. The ambiguity surrounding this twist is intentional, reflecting the film's focus on fragmented memory and the impossibility of truly understanding another person's experience. However, for some viewers, the ambiguity may feel overly abstract, diluting the emotional weight of the reveal. Nickel Boys is a piece of cinematic art that challenges the audience to confront uncomfortable truths and to do some of the work themselves in reflecting on the weight of the historical situations within the story. It's a film about friendship, survival, and enduring impact of trauma, told through the lens that is as beautiful as it is painful and distant. It's a deeply artistic and thought-provoking choice that demands your attention and reflection simultaneously, and you'll likely get a lot out of it on a second viewing. It's not an easy watch, but it's an important one to see, shedding light on a dark chapter of history by showing us Elwood's and Turner's truths through a fictional lens. While its artistic choices may alienate some viewers, they also create a unique and unforgettable experience that will linger in your mind. This is absolutely a ticket-worthy movie if you're a fan of art house films that don't shy away from complexities of race, trauma, and resilience. However, if you prefer straightforward narratives or are sensitive to themes of violence and injustice, you might want to approach this film with a little bit of caution. So, Nickel Boys, have you seen it? What did you think? And are you familiar with the story that inspired the book and the movie? Drop a comment below and let's discuss. And if you like this review, please do give it a thumbs up and subscribe and actually share it with a friend who might want to see this film because I think there's some things here that they will get out of it before watching it or even after. And I will see you all again soon with my next review. Thanks so much, everybody. Bye for now. I'll see you later.